Hello friends, welcome to jQuery tutorial. Now we are in the final part of the subseries, and in this video we will see how to make siblings selection techniques. So once again we are using our table with 3 rows. Then we are using the mark-it CSS filter. The contains selector extension will check for the presence of a text. So that's one extension contains. For example, hello can be checked with TD. So TD is the element, right? Table data. The extension, as already stated in the subseries, the jQuery extension starts with the colon. So TD colon contains. That means we are searching for TD tag, and that contains the word hello. So that's what here we are checking. So here is the ready, right, function, and if you see this time we are using TD contains R2C2. So TD, so all are TD, right? There are 9 TD here. So we are examining TD which contains R2C1. So if this is our table, right, we picked the specific TD, this one, right? Then add class mark-it. That means here we are marking this specific element. Method next will pick the siblings next to the currently selected element. If you see here, when you look at the DOM tree, there is a TR, and after that 3 TD, then second TR that contains 3 TD, third TR that contains 3 TD, and this is how the DOM tree hierarchy will be, right? And what we picked, so the next will pick sibling next to the currently selected element. That means here TD contains R2C2. That means we are picking the element, this one, right? We are picking this, and the sibling, if you see, these are all the sibling. So now let's read this statement. The method next will pick the sibling next to the currently selected element. If it is one sibling, or there are multiple, it will pick all. So next we are changing it here. First we filtered the first one, right? Dot next, that means we pick all the siblings. That means we are leaving it here and we are picking these two, right? Dot add class mark-it. So in this second statement we are not marking this, we are marking the siblings, these two elements. Add class mark-it. So next we will pick the siblings for the currently selected one. Here the currently selected one is R2C2. Siblings are R2C2 and R2C3. I mean the currently selected one is R2C1. Siblings are R2C2, R2C3. So those two will be marked with the CSS class. Method NextAll will pick all the siblings next to the currently selected one. That means here I told it wrongly. Next will pick the next element. NextAll will pick all two. So here we pick R1C1, and since we use NextAll, it will pick both these elements. In the previous case, since we used the next, it will pick only the second. When I told previously, I told it will pick both, but next will pick the next sibling. NextAll will pick all the siblings. The same way, Prev and PrevAll will work. So if you selected here, and when you state previous, it will select the previous one. PrevAll will select both. The method Addback is useful to pick the current element while chaining. For example, Li contains first, NextAll Addback will pick all the element next to the list item first, right? Then it picks the elements itself because of Addback. Now we will see that with an example in our TD itself. TD contains R3C3, right? This one, R3C3. PrevAll, these two. Addback, this one. Then subclass mark it. That means here we are marking all the element. Since we used Addback, so this is the element we initially selected, right? Then we asked to PrevAll, that means it will leave this and select these two. Then using the Addback, we will get the current element also. For this only we are using the relation, right? PrevAll sibling. So we pick PrevAll, then we include the parent as well using the Addback. Then we are making call to mark it. That means all three will be highlighted. Now let's go to the demo and examine all this sibling selection technique. Now we will create a new HTML file and we will name it as NextPrev Addback HTML. We will use this same market CSS. We already have the table, but still we just copied the same HTML, and here we are using this JavaScript, right? And we will create this JavaScript. So let's start the JavaScript, and if you see, this time we are marking R2C1, and you can see TD contains R2C2, R2C1, so we marked it here, right, using the add class method. Now here we are using next sibling. We will save the script and reload it. So now for the first time we are selecting R2C1. Next time we are selecting R2C1, then next. So what happens now? The next element is marked. This one is selected previously in this first statement. Then in the second statement we marked R2C2 because of the sibling, next sibling. R2C1 is the parent, or R2C1 is the currently selected element. When we make a call to next, it will select the sibling. So the next sibling is R2C2, and that is marked here. Now if you see, this time we are selecting R1C1, this one. NextAll, that means R1C2, R1C3, both will be selected because of this NextAll. Then we are adding the class market. That means these two will be selected now if I refresh it. right? R1 C2 and R1 C3. Now here we are using R3 C3, this one, right? PrevAll, select these two elements, right? PrevAll means the sibling, right? Since we use the all version, both the siblings will be selected. Then since we are making Addback, so from this one only we are making the relation, right? PrevAll, and we are chaining Addback. So these two is selected. When we make call to Addback, this one also will get selected. That means the chain of all, or the result of all this chain will select all three element here, and we are marking it using the add plus method. And if I refresh, you can see all three element is selected here. Alright, now you have an idea of how you can use NextAll, previous and PrevAll and Addback methods when you are especially want to make a sibling based selection. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.